up, loves? How are you? How is your 2022 going? Mine kind of started as a train wreck, but it is getting on track now. So I'm here to talk about my 2022 goal. My whole life, I have struggled to know the difference. So this year I'm normalizing categorizing people, co-workers, business partners, acquaintances, friends, etc. I had to learn the hard way. Not everyone is your friend. That was such a hard realization for me. Maybe because I've never had a stable home growing up, I never learned this properly. I don't know. I never really had a mom, a dad, you know, a sister, an aunt, cousin, grandma. It was mostly just me. Yes, they existed for most of my years. No one was actually around. So I learned how to do everything on my own, which made me super independent. But when I made friends or even met people, I'd put those relationships on pedestals because I didn't have the support anywhere else. This in turn made me over trusting, invest a lot more into others than I did at myself. And in the end, I got hurt over and over and over again. I still do this, honestly. I'm still struggling with this, but like I really recognize it now and I'm working on it. But not anymore in 2022, okay? At now 30 years old, I finally learned to finally not be so trusting, not think everyone cares just because I do. Not everyone who talks to you is your friend or wishes well on you. That is like such a hard thing to realize too. Like, especially when you're the type of person that does treat people that way, it's like you kind of have expectations that people are also gonna treat you that way, but that's just like not how the world works. Not everyone you hang out with will be there for you or have your back just because you had theirs. I will stop ignoring red flags and making excuses for people's behavior. I owe it to myself. I will no longer invest in everyone hoping to get the same. I will stop having expectations that leave me disappointed. People are now being categorized into where they belong. And people who don't add value to my life or bring me down will simply be cut because I have self-respect like never before. And I do not need validation from outside sources. What I do need is genuine people in my life who reciprocate. So this is something that I wrote to myself and I thought that I would share my thoughts with you guys. So often I have found myself becoming close with somebody, talking to them all the time and feeling like they were my friend and then realizing that they weren't my friend. Like I was really just like giving them something that was useful to them, and then when I wasn't useful to them anymore, they weren't my friend, they didn't support me, and sometimes they're downright just mean for absolutely no reason. And I honestly couldn't figure it out. Like I still don't really know why. It honestly is probably because there's something going on in their life and I shouldn't take it personal, but I don't get why people go out of their way to be mean to somebody like ever. It doesn't make sense. Like, you know, it's one thing if you're like in an argument with somebody or you hurt somebody and then they like lash out at you, it makes more sense. But when somebody's just like mean to you for no reason, it's either because they're feeling shitty and looking to make themselves feel better, they have a vendetta against you for something you maybe don't realize that you did to them, or they're genuinely just like jealous or hateful people, which is weird. So I really like thought I built so many relationships in the last couple years with certain people that I realized I was actually just serving a purpose in their life, and it wasn't that there was like a genuine friendship. So this year I'm going to stop calling my coworkers friends because they're co-workers. I'm gonna stop calling my business partner friends because the relationship is for business. And the biggest one is my acquaintances, people that, you know, maybe even I talk to a lot, realizing like they're not really your friends until you are like going through stuff and both supporting each other. I mean, that's the confusing part though. I have been there with friends, acquaintances, don't even know what to call them at this point, where I was supportive to them and there's moments of them being supportive to me, but then like out of nowhere, they're just not supportive. Honestly, it's just weird. All those like secret fans, they're secret haters. They're like your biggest fans, people who care more about your life than you do. They watch all your stories but never like or share or save or do anything, comment, try to like boost you up. It's usually like one-sided. I don't know, but I used to give people excuses like we are all going through stuff in our life and we're all just trying to survive. Some people are drained and don't have like the energy to even support other people. Everyone has their areas of strengths of where they're good and bad in friendships, but if somebody's like going out of their way to not support you or to tear you down, that's definitely not a friend. So I'm definitely learning who's an acquaintance and who's really a friend. And I'm gonna have to say people who are your friends are actually there for you when you need them. You actually are probably hanging out or you talk all the time and you are supportive and just doing things to help each other out, like a give and take. But sometimes the lines are blurred. Sometimes your enemies are closer than your friends. Like it's really hard to know. So 2022, at least if I feel that I am being taken for granted or not appreciated or just not being reciprocated, cut, you're done. Hasta la vista, baby. Peace out. You know what I mean? Done. Because all the people, no, I can't even take that back. Not all the people. So many people I thought I could trust and I loved and supported and would do anything for did nothing but bring me down. I to God, like on And so I really just upgrading my circle this year. It's becoming very clear to me, you know, what a real friend looks like. I can't believe it took me 30 years to figure this out, but like I said, I never had a good example of relationships anywhere in my life. I've had to learn everything myself and the hard way. I never had that growing up. I'm sure there's so many of you who also experience this and probably have the same struggles as me. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is this something you struggle with? Do you have any tips for me? Anyways, I love you guys so much. I appreciate all your love and support, and I hope that this helped somebody. So if this helped you, definitely give me a thumbs up, a like, or a share. And yeah, if you aren't subscribed, I hope that you do become a subscriber. Much love and peace. Bye.